when Mike Tyson fights, you can usually count on it being either very fast or very controversial.
Sometimes both, and last night may have been the unkindest cut of all for Razor Ruddock. It always seems like the controversy around Mike Tyson's fights lasts a lot longer than the fights themselves. Tyson's 7th round TKO of Razor Ruddock last night is holding to that tradition. Tyson took the fight right to Ruddock in the early rounds, battering the Razor and knocking him to the canvas in the third. When Ruddock got back up at the count of 7, though, Tyson had knocked out his last 2 opponents in the first round, but Razor was sharp, lasting until the 7th, when referee Richard Steele stopped the fight after Ruddock had taken 6 straight shots to the head, though he was still standing. A brawl erupted. Now, did the ref make the right call? Well, that, of course, depends on who you talk to.
Everybody complained about the stoppage with Ruddock. You know, maybe the stoppage was leery, but, you know, I can't judge Richard Steele because he's more competent than I am.
Richard Steele, he was a very biased referee in another way because he pushing me. Like Tyson was low blowing me, he was elbowing me. I was even talking to Tyson and said, listen, what, he's head-butting me? He did everything dirty in that fight.
No, he was done. He was going to get hurt. I don't want to count him out when he's flat on his back. Let him fight again.
And when Ruddock fights again, it just might be against, dramatic pause, Mike Tyson. Razor's handlers are demanding a rematch be held before Iron Mike can tangle with either Evander Holyfield or George Foreman. Well, while the Twins have been having their best spring training season ever, the Rangers are struggling. They'd won just 4 of their first 11 coming into today's game against the White Sox, but a big crowd always turns out to see Nolan Ryan pitch. He was right on track today. Here he strikes out Corey Snyder. Ryan didn't give up a hit and struck out 6 in 4 innings of work. And Ruben Sierra gave Ryan some offensive help in the third when he blasted this 3-run home run over the wall in right field. His first long ball of the spring put Texas up 4-zip. The White Sox tried to come back, but the Rangers kept them at arm's length. How about the arm of Pete Incaviglia on this Tim Raines single? Inky guns Craig Grebeck out of the plate. The Rangers went on to a big win, 9-zip over the White Sox. Texas comes to Lee County to play Minnesota tomorrow. The Pirates blank today, 6-0 up in Bradenton. And this week's Good Sport is having a great time with some of his baseball idols. Craig Cann introduces us to a young man who's on deck with his dreams.
He's a 14-year-old 8th grader, and he's already wearing a Major League uniform. And just like the rest of the Minnesota Twins, he comes to the park with a job to do. The only difference, Mike Lavender gets to skip school to do it. He's the envy of all his fellow students, and he's the bat boy for the team he's always envied.
Yeah, when I grew up, I loved them. I watched them all the time, and they were like my heroes. I mean, they were everything to me. I was nervous the first couple times I came out here. I was really nervous because I didn't know what to do in front of them or how to act. But I'm getting used to it now and just acting pretty normal.
He's out here to, you know, to talk with some of us guys and get some autographs, and then he's got the job to do, just making sure there's enough balls in the game and getting the bats and everything on deck and getting ready for the game. So he's excited, and you know, I'm kind of excited for him now I think about it.
Mike doesn't have much time for excitement. During the game, he's a human jack-in-the-box, on and off the field, more than the players.
You have to go pick up the bats. At the end of the inning, you have to pick up the helmets and take the batting equipment out when their batting inning begins, and then just get the foul balls. It's fun every day. I mean, sometimes you'll have a lot of stuff to do and it'll get pretty hard, but I mean, it's just all around fun.
He certainly isn't doing it for the money, mostly because he doesn't get paid. What he does get is what he wants most, an autographed ball after each game, but more importantly, the chance to tease his jealous teachers and his classmates.
Yeah, well, they get mad and everything like that, but they'll get over it.
Mike Lavender, one of Wink's Good Sports, and a 14-year-old whose dream has indeed become reality. With the Twins in Lee County, Craig Cann, Wink Sports.
That's a quick way to get to the majors.